You know that feeling when absolutely everything is urgent and you're drowning? Well, today we're going to dive into how to find some clarity and actually prioritize when you're stuck right in the middle of that chaos. Let's kick it off with a big mindset shift. The goal here is not to become better in managing every single urgent request that comes into your way. The goal here is to become a filter and thoughtfully decide what actually deserves to get through to you and your team. The first thing I want you to understand is that this is not some kind of personal failure. If you're feeling totally overwhelmed by urgency, it's not because you are disorganized. It's a massive sign that you're working inside a system that it doesn't have a filter. The pressure is coming from everywhere, right? You have stakeholders constantly escalating things, and every single request sounds like it's the most critical thing in the world that needs attention right now. And at the exact same time, your team is looking at you, their leader, and they are asking for clarity, the path forward. They need you to help them cut through all that noise that you're both hearing. And while all that's happening, the deadlines for the things that you're already committed to just keeps piling up and just creates a constant low-level pressure that doesn't seem to go away. So here is the real problem, the diagnosis of the whole thing. When we are caught in this trap, we stop making strategic decisions based on our goals. Instead, our choices become purely emotional reactions. End up responding to whoever is shouting the loudest or whatever feels the biggest fire, not the most important work. And this brings us to a really critical distinction you have to make as a leader. There is a difference between a feeling and an actual impact. So urgency is a feeling. It's an emotional signal, usually driven by anxiety or pressure. But impact is a strategic decision. It's something actually tied to real goals. Being a calm leader is all about making this conscious shift. So what is that feeling of urgency usually represents? More often than not, it's not actually a real crisis. It's actually a reflection of someone else's anxiety, or maybe the pressure they are under to get some visibility. Sometimes it's even internal political tension. It's mostly noise, not a true signal. Let me give you a super concrete example from my own experience. My team got 15 escalations from all over the company. The feeling in the air was just absolute unfiltered chaos. But here is the thing. When we finally took a breath and we looked at them all, we found something shocking. Not a single one, not one, was directly tied to our main goal for that quarter, which was driving revenue. This shows the disconnect perfectly. The feeling of urgency was through the roof, but the strategic impact of all that urgency was basically zero. So the question is how we break out of this cycle of just reacting to urgent requests. So the most powerful tool you have is embracing the power of trade-offs. This is a definition that you really got to let it sink in. Real priority is not about just what you decide to do. It's also about deciding what not to do. If there is no sacrifice, if you haven't consciously decided to push something else back or even drop it, then you haven't set a priority. You just made a longer wish list. And this is where clarity becomes a superpower. I totally remember a time when I started as a product leader when my team was falling behind on everything. And that's because we were trying to do everything. Things drastically improved when we finally stood up and we said this exact thing. If we pull in this work today, the other work that we committed this quarter will move to next quarter. So making the trade-off visible, it creates alignment and it calms the whole system down. So the whole idea of making sacrifices, it leads us to the next principle. And it's a huge reframing of your role as a leader. Your job is to filter, not just carry everything. Think of it like this. You are not the contact point for requests. You are the shield that protects your team from requests. You are the shield that protects your team's focus. Every single new escalation, every urgent request, they have to come through you first. And you are the one who decides what's actually important enough to get through that shield. So what does it look like in the real world? Just last week, I personally absorbed 10 different escalations. I dealt with them, I translated them, and yeah, in some cases, I just deflected them. Out of those 10, guess how many they were actually passed to the team to work on? Just 2. That's the filter work right there. So, okay, we got the core principles down. Now, let's get super practical. I have a simple 3-step method you can start using today. You can go from all that chaos to real clarity. Here it is, just 3 simple steps. First, define your North Star. What is the one single thing you're trying to optimize or deliver this quarter? Get crystal clear on that one thing. Number 2, force comparison. Every time a new request comes in, you have to ask one simple question. Does this get us closer to our North Star than what we are already doing? And finally, step 3, make the trade-off visible. Say it clearly, no drama. Hey, if we are doing this, then we're pausing that. Is it all about clarity over everything else? If you're struggling saying no and communicating these trade-offs to the stakeholders, here you can find a video where I break down how calm leaders say no without damaging relationships with stakeholders. So getting out of this urgency trap is not about working harder or some time management trick. It's all about deciding more clearly and then having the discipline to protect that decision. So I leave you with one question to take back with you. Think about your team. Think about all these constant urgent requests that are coming in. What is one trade-off you can make visible this week to bring a little more calm and a whole more focus to what actually matters? If you are navigating a complex product environment and you want to lead calmly, subscribe for more insights. Thank you for listening to me today. I'm Stella Raki from Calm Product Leader, and see you next time. Bye!